This week I've been spending time with the 2025 Mazda CX-70 Premium Plus, and this is the plug-in hybrid variant. Base price for the CX-70 plug-in hybrid starts at just over $56,000, including destination, and as tested for this trim, starts at just over $60,000. I actually don't have any documentation on this car, so please bear with me. I've been living with this all week, like I've said, so I'm going to be giving you my impressions on it. Do you have LED headlights, very sharp-looking grille, 21-inch wheels wrapped in Falcon all-season tires. CX-70 is essentially a CX-90 without the third row. Does have a 3,500-pound towing capacity. Power liftgate here. Tons of space. Even retains the third row cup holders from the CX-90. Power folding second row. 1,500-watt outlet on this side and a 150-watt outlet on this side. 12-volt outlet over there. Lots of storage under here. Charging cord. On the left side here is where you fill up your fuel. Premium fuel is recommended but not required. And on the right side here is where you charge the CX-70 plug-in hybrid. This gets 26 miles of electric-only range and then swaps over to a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated powertrain, hybridized powertrain. Standard J1772 port. My at-home charger is a Grizzly Classic Avalanche Edition that they actually sent me over free of charge to test and evaluate. So far, it's been working flawlessly. Just plug this thing in, charges in 2 hours. No frills, no app, no smart stuff. It just plugs in. It works. Made in Canada, full metal construction. My electrician, when he installed the charger, actually said it was the highest quality electric car charger he's ever installed. So I'll put a link in the description. I encourage you to go check them out if you are interested. Let's go ahead and check out the back seat here. Very wide opening doors. You get peasant blockers on the side here. Nappa leather seats, very comfortable. They are heated as well. You do get a couple vents, your climate controls, couple mat pockets, pull down center armrest with a couple of cup holders, and you do get a panoramic sunroof as well. I got about 2 inches of headroom and 3 inches of legroom. Not too bad at all. So under the hood of the CX-70 plug-in hybrid is a 2.5-liter naturally aspirated hybridized powertrain mated to an 8-speed automatic transmission. Makes about 323 horsepower and gets about 24-25 miles a gallon combined when that 26 miles of electric-only range runs out, and this just turns into a hybrid. We'll get into the driving characteristics and my impressions of this as we go along the way. Nice to see some hood struts here on the side. It's no stupid prop rods. Go ahead and climb into the cabin here. You do get smart key access on the doors. Power seats, heated and ventilated up front here. 2-person memory for the driver. Let's go ahead and start it up. I'll put my seatbelt on real quick to avoid the chime. Oh, that is so annoying. Does its job, reminds you to put your seatbelt on, but man, is it annoying. You get a very nice digital gauge cluster here and a 12.3-inch infotainment with Android Auto, Apple CarPlay, wireless, works flawlessly, connects very, very quickly. This infotainment is controlled by this little knob down here. A lot of people hate it, but I love it. You can also use the touchscreen in Apple CarPlay if you want, but this little knob down here, once you get used to it, is so nice. It's a lot less distracting and a lot easier to select stuff while you're driving. You just kind of build up a muscle memory. Speaking of physical controls, you do got your tri-zone climate controls here. Heated and ventilated seats, like I mentioned earlier, heated steering wheel, although it is heated only around 10.2, 9.3, whatever, not heated all the way around, which is a little bit of a bummer. Wireless charger that works well for this iPhone SE, like original with the little button there, but if I use my iPhone 14 Pro Max or my wife's iPhone 14 Pro, does not charge. It slides all over the place. Do get some drive modes here. You got sport, normal, EV, and off-road. Defaults in normal, a button to hold the charge state. As you can hear, the engine just kicks on. Your gear selector here, which is interesting, hill descent control, your cameras. This does have a 360 reverse cam and surround view monitor. Very nice, very clear. Decent sized center console with a couple USB-C ports. Decent sized glove box as well. Auto dimming rear view mirror with garage home link, sunglasses holder, and sliding illuminated visor mirror with a ticket holder as well. Interior looks very nice materials, nice soft touch materials all around this cabin. Very premium, very upscale. There is quite a bit of rattles in here. I evaluated a CX-70 just with the inline 6 and a CX-90 with the inline 6 earlier this year, and I actually haven't released those videos yet. I'm not sure when I'm going to release these videos, in what order and whatever, but they all had rattles in it, so a little bit of a bummer considering how upscale these cabins are and feel, but they do exhibit some rattles, and this one has some miles on it too. 8,000 hard miles of journalist just beating on this thing. So with all that being said, let's go ahead and take this thing for a spin and see what it's like on the road. Like I said, as soon as you start out, it will default in EV mode until that hybrid battery runs out. I think it's like 17 or 18 kilowatts, if I remember correctly. I'm not sure if it's picking it up in the microphones right now, but the back seats rattle quite a bit. There is some sort of squeak and rattle in the steering column, I believe, and then this rear view mirror keeps rattling like crazy. I've had to knock this plastic a few times to make it stop. It goes away for a few miles, but always comes back. This plug-in hybrid powertrain is very noisy. Makes a lot of electronic noises. The engine itself is pretty noisy when it kicks on, pretty raspy. It's not the most quiet or refined, but does the job. Nice smooth power delivery. Transmission shifts pretty nice. It's weird to feel the transmission shift in electric only mode. I have a 24-mile commute to work, and obviously I've been using this to commute back and forth to work, and I've been getting to work with about 3 or 4 miles of range, so it actually does a pretty good job. If you leave this outside and it's cold, obviously the range will suffer trying to heat the cabin and, you know, range reduction with cold weather, but overall the range is as stated. I've been getting a total of 49.2 miles a gallon, you know, with that electric and gas combined on this rougher road here. The CX-70 is firm. It's not overly stiff and uncomfortable, but it does ride firmer than the competition. I really wish they would put a smaller wheel size on here. I mean, the 21-inch wheels look great, but I would take some better ride quality over looks, especially for an SUV in this class. It's a very competitive segment. Over these potholes, there is some reverberation into the cabin, not too terribly much. Some tire noise, some road noise. It's not the quietest. Handling is pretty good. Steering is pretty good as well. It is a bit heavy, probably a little too heavy for the targeted buyer. For enthusiasts like me, it's fine, but for the wife to take the kids to soccer practice, it is a bit heavy. It can get a bit tiresome on longer trips. You see the heads-up display there. Very, very legible, very bright and crisp. Does have traffic sign recognition. It'll show your route and your navigation as well. There is a pretty decent amount of regen when you let off the throttle, so that's nice. Helps slow down. Brakes feel good. Not squishy. I don't know if it's picking it up through the mic, but the electric motors in this thing sound like a dentist drilling into your teeth. It's kind of funny. This bridge here, railroad tracks coming up. There we go. Yeah, you can just hear it reverberate throughout the cabin. That's okay. Let's go ahead and put this into sport mode. Gauge cluster goes red. You do have some paddle shifters behind the wheel. I don't know why I would use paddle shifters on a CX-70, but they're there if you want them. All right, let's go. Floor it. That's pretty quick. Pretty quick. Then on the highway, you do get adaptive cruise control. Very easy to engage. Lane centering. Works really nice. Keeps you centered in your lane. Used it several times this week on some highway trips. You can see in the heads-up display, it displays all that information as well. Here on the highway, there is some road noise, some tire noise, but it's not unacceptable. Oh yeah, brakes feel good. All right, let's do a highway acceleration test. All right, let's floor it. It's quick. It's very quick. This powertrain is loud. But as you can see there, if you give it more throttle than what the electric motors can handle, it'll automatically kick in that gas engine and just haul you down the Intratramp or whatever. You're on the highway, you can set your cruise control and enjoy the 12-speaker Bose stereo. Sounds really good. I would definitely give that a solid B tier rating. I believe I gave it a B tier rating in the CX-70 and CX-90 non-plug-in hybrid variants. It's the same thing. Visibility is okay. You do get blind spot monitoring in the mirrors, which is welcome because the pillars in the back really hinder visibility on the highway when you're trying to make some lane changes. The bubble butt thing that this thing has going for it, really, those pillars are just super thick. Oh, one thing that's really been annoying me this week is the overly intrusive lane departure system. I mean, let's say a biker was going down this road. Obviously, there's a line there, and I want to go around it. As soon as I start to drift out of my lane, the car will automatically just jerk the steering wheel to, try to keep yourself in the lane and almost hit the biker. It doesn't matter, biker, replace it with, somebody walking on the side of the road or just a car that's broken down. But it's just kind of really annoying. I've tried turning it off, and that's what that little light up there, says, but it just keeps, I can't quite figure out how to turn the system off. Let me know in the comments if you guys have found a way to turn it off, because I certainly haven't. There is a little wrench up there as well. Nothing's wrong with the vehicle. It just needs serviced. I keep getting a service required reminder every time I turn on the vehicle. See, it sensed I was giving it a pretty decent amount of throttle to get across that intersection pretty quickly, and it automatically turned on that engine to allow for maximum power, which was cool. Overall, this powertrain is nice. It is a bit noisy, but it downshifts quickly. It's relatively quick to respond. Performs well. It is kind of funny, the sound that this vehicle emits when the engine is off, and it has to emit a sound for pedestrians. Sounds like a brake rotor dragging. Really wish it got better fuel economy when the electric ran out. 25 miles a gallon combined is not that great in my opinion. I know the Toyota Highlander, which is a 3-row, which I think's a little smaller than this anyways. I'm not sure if it directly competes with this, and it's not plug-in hybrid either, but gets like 32, 35 miles a gallon as a hybridized SUV. So I think efficiency could be improved a bit. I just love these physical control guys. Look, I got a little trip button over here. I got my gauge brightness over here. I mean, that is so nice. Nothing's hidden in the stupid infotainment for important stuff. Mazda just gets it right. Overall, comfort in here has been great. These seats are nice and supportive, and it's soft. Haven't had any complaints at all with passengers that have ridden in this thing or myself. So the CX-70 is interesting. I think I would just rather swing for the CX-90 and just get that third row and fold it down when I don't want to use it, especially since it's very similar in price. I don't know. Let me know what your guys' thoughts are and which one you would buy in the comments. I'd be curious to hear your guys' thoughts. Yeah, this steering is pretty heavy. I'm not sure if the plug-in hybrid powertrain is worth the extra cost either, in my opinion, especially since you have to use premium fuel, or you don't have to use premium fuel. It's recommended but not required. But I think I would just get the inline 6 version. It's a lot more refined and smooth. Honestly, the fuel economy is not that far off either when the electric's depleted in this one. I have mixed feelings about the plug-in hybrid version of the CX-70. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. Please be sure to like and subscribe. Shout out to Mazda for sending me this vehicle this week to film. It's been a pleasure. Thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll go ahead and see ya in the next video. Take care, everybody.